He who have an ear to hear, let him hear. All right, you have to understand, that we do need to be obedient to power. Those who enter into God's power above us, yes, we do have to be obedient to that. And that's whether it is, government power from your parents. They have power over you. You're living in their house. Your job, they have power over you. Understand where power comes from. Power does come from God, right? Now, we're not talking about abusive power. Power is a spirit that people are allowed to enter into. God allows them to enter into these positions of power. And we don't really understand why they enter into these positions. It's really not up to us to try to figure it out why certain people have certain positions of power. We understand what we need to do, and that is, to be humble and to be quiet and to live and try to live a righteous life. So if there is a power that uses their power for wickedness, right, that's not even really nothing for us to even be concerned about. Let it happen. Let them do what they want. We don't obey wickedness. We follow God and only God. We follow God's rule. But you have to understand, the only way that power is because of God's rule. Okay? A power receives power. Why? Because they follow his commandments. So there is government, that follows God's commandments. There are your parents who raised you. They follow God's commandments. Right? Your job, in order for them to have any type of power, they have to have followed God's commandments, which is love, being fair, doing the right things. Other than that, they would not have any power. Okay? So, if we even look at the kings, in the Old Testament of Judah and Israel, they came into power. Right? This power started by following God's commandments. But then you have certain people who had evil intentions, and then they entered into God's power, and then, they fell off. They fell off because they did not do what was right in the eyes of the Lord. So then they fell out of power. And that's the thing. If somebody's not doing you right or doing something right and they're being oppressive, they're going to fall off that power. So it's not up to us, or it's not up to you to try to rebel, because rebellion is witchcraft, is wickedness, is against God. You have to show patience, you have to show faith, and believe that God will take them out of that power, right? And put somebody in that power that deserves it. And it could even be you. Okay, so you just have to know how to be patient and how to respect this power, man. You got to understand, if Christ was against the power that put him on the cross, he would never die in the resurrection. And we would never be, saved from our sins. We would not be healed of our sins. So there's things that's happening we don't understand. If we was there seeing Christ being put on the cross as an innocent man, we would have probably rebelled. We would have went against that. And we're like, why are you putting an innocent man to death? That's not right. But it had to happen. So we can't get in the way of power, the power of God, because we don't know exactly God's plan. But we were commanded to watch and to love and to help each other. Help each other. Us that love God, we help those. We don't help people doing wicked things. We don't help out in that. But we do help, our brothers and our sisters and those who are looking, for help or looking for God, right? And if they want to, if the powers that be want your money, they want you to pay taxes and pay certain things, give tribute to whose tribute is due. Give what's due. Give what you owe. Owe nobody anything except for love. That is what we're in debt of. We are in debt of love, and we have to show Christ that we want to love, right? And that we don't hate him, because he loved us when we were his enemies. When we were strangers to him, he still loved us, and we have to learn how to start doing that. Love them who are in power, and even though they may be using it wrongfully, you can still love them. You don't have to love what they do. You don't have to do what they do. We don't follow what they do. We follow God. And it's through your love and your humbleness that will eventually change those people. And then God can allow somebody enter into that power, right? Right, that has a righteous goal, man. Right? And that's what we want. That's what we're looking for, the kingdom of heaven, man. And it is coming. It is at hand. But we got to be patient. We were commanded to watch. So sit back, get your popcorn ready. You got to be all crazy, being rebellious and fighting all these powers and stuff. Sit back, grab yourself some popcorn and watch. This is God's movie. All right? Y'all stay blessed.